2017, just newly started as the director of DevOps, came in as VP of operations about 90 days thereafter, and discovered during my time that there's this hidden gem with Bluecorp in the background, who unbeknownst to me was actually underpinning the entire support structure, but also the follow the sun model for Ignition One, which is this medium-sized advertising company that I was working for. And what was interesting is that it had been probably the first time where I had seen an offshore versus an onshore support structure dovetail so nicely, because particularly the data operations teams, the database operations team, had such an incredibly tight relationship with these offshore leaders that it was almost like they were a seamless extension of the team. After about 6 months of evaluation, it was determined that the company Ignition One wanted to evolve into having a stronger footprint, more DevOps, more cloud strategy. They wanted to evolve into Kubernetes and a couple of other technologies that made sense to them at the time. And that was an outgrowth of our kind of evolution towards a stronger, agile kind of environment in Ignition One. We wanted to deliver features better, faster, more compliant, and we wanted to do that in alignment with the business. But we realized that we had very limited runway because we were a medium-sized business. We had already secured several rounds of funding, and we needed to do so in the most cost-efficient way possible, because we weren't going to hire 40 or 50 people to fulfill these roles. So we needed to be very judicious with our funds, but also smart in the sense that we needed to make sure that we hired good talent. So we already had an existing relationship with Bluecorp. So what we did is we started designing an organization. And as we did so, we realized that we were not only not leveraging our existing resources with Bluecorp very strongly, but that also Bluecorp had more to give. We had a conversation, said, this is where we want to take the organization. Can we fill these roles? Because we need people, someone who knew Kubernetes. We need people who were comfortable with cloud. We were looking to create kind of an SRE DevOps group. So we were looking for someone there. We wanted to make sure that we had a rock solid kind of network operations role, because we had a new network operations manager. And so we wanted to add and expand the organization. And at the time, Bluecorp represented 7 full-time roles for us that were attached to our overall IT organization. And we wanted to grow that to, I think it was somewhere north of 30. It was at least 27. I think it might even have grown it even to be more in the mid 30s. And so we approached Bluecorp and said, hi, can we expand the organization in this way? And so we came up with a business proposal and went back to leadership and said, look, we can actually expand the organization, get a strong follow the sun model, strengthen our European support, strengthen Australian and Asian support. And Bluecorp came through amazingly. So we went through several rounds of interviews, of which most of it had been vetted by Bluecorp before we even saw them. And again, we got like such amazing talent that fit in very nicely into our IT organization that we actually fulfilled the entire proposal. So, we got network operations folks, we got people who are strong in Kubernetes, we got people who were strong in cloud, and they were not only willing to step into these roles, they were willing to continue to grow in these roles, so much so that we continually just regarded them as employees more than we considered them kind of an external contracting organization. And so they were just like part of the team. The only difference is that they were 9.5 hours away. And so when we were sleeping, they were covering, right? And when they were sleeping, we were covering. So it was just a really great model. Our relationship with Bluecorp was key for our ability to grow, to expand, and to accommodate the product needs for the business from a technology standpoint. And also, I'm not sure that we would have evolved into the newer technologies such as cloud, such as Kubernetes, such as Docker that we were looking at the time without Bluecorp's support, because they provided after-hours support during a time when we were sleeping. And if we hadn't had that, I think we would have burned our people out pretty quickly. So all in all, I would say that our relationship with Bluecorp supported our technology evolution, which supported our product alignment and our agile evolution. And it was overall just a great relationship. Is that not only was there just extreme strategic and tactical value, but throughout the entire course of the relationship, it always felt like they were more than just like a staffing company. You deal with sometimes staffing companies and they're just very headhunterish and they're looking at the numbers and it's like, What skills do you need? And it was always more about like, do we have the right personalities and the right like fit, if you will, into our culture, more than just do we have the right technical skill set. And that was a really key difference, because at the time we were not only trying to do this, agile alignment, but we were trying to create a culture of continual improvement, a culture of, higher standards around excellence, about automation, about, converting from an old style system operations team to a new style aligned with product kind of SRE DevOps team. And Bluecorp was there with us every step of the way. Every person they provided had the mindset of continual evolution. And if there was any limitations, they were on our side, not on Bluecorp's side. So throughout the entire process, it really felt that Bluecorp was trying to not only grow our technical capabilities, but grow our cultural capabilities as well. I would say that if I were in a position today to bring in another team with Bluecorp, and I hope I will be in the future, I would definitely, reach the Bluecorp team, because the impact there at Ignition One was just so immense that I would love to work with them again. So, yeah, and so that's my story.